10 millennia have passed, yet only 22 palaces have fallen. This spark of hope is too precious to lose. Lahua, the ring. Lahua complied immediately. By your command, Saint King Ni. The king turned to Jianba. With this ring, continue your quest to shatter the palaces. Lu Chun smirked, tossing the ring confidently. Ha ha, consider it done. I never break my word. Meanwhile, Saint King Ni and Wu Yi began chanting, weaving a teleportation array. In a flash, the void swallowed them into the chaotic space current. Saint King Ni murmured to Wu Yi, "Do you believe they can truly succeed?" He replied, "Fate is fickle. Each palace holds unique horrors. We can only pray for success." Moment later, Lu Chan's party arrived at the next target. He kicked the doors open. Let's see what trash awaits us. This time, suddenly, his eyes widened in surprise. Before them lay a crystalline lake filled with breathtaking maidens. At the center stood a peerless beauty, their undeniable queen. This was the Flower Queen's domain. She purred at Lu Chan. Eons have passed. Finally, real men have arrived. The maidens squealed. Look, so many men! They're so sturdy. Don't touch! They're all mine. While his companions fell under the spell, Lu Chun remained unfazed, amusing. Too bad this cheap perfume can't seduce this young master. Suddenly, a girl approached him. Young master, why so lonely? Come, play with us. Lu Chun shoved her aside coldly. Your looks aren't even worth a glance. He lunged straight for the Flower Queen. His allies were already lost in the trance. The Flower Queen smirked at Lu Chun. You've got some backbone, little brat. She swirled her finger, creating a hypnotic vortex. But you're still trapped in my grasp. Suddenly, a crimson spray painted the air as Lu Chun flickered past. A fatal gash appeared on her throat. Compared to my masters, you're a hideous hag. Stop these pathetic tricks. Her head rolled, revealing the grotesque form of a monster. Lu Chun scoffed, using illusion demons to guard a palace, ... disguised as beauties. The architect of this altar has quite the imagination. He raised his trophy high. Mission complete. The heavy gates burst open. Saint King Ni and Wu Yi waited in tension. Already so fast. Lu Chun emerged with his crew, flashing a cocky grin at the Saint King. Well, senior, was I worth the price? The king replied. Since the palace is cleared, we shall take our leave. Wu Yi gave a thumbs up. Young Master Jianba, you've truly opened my eyes. Only your team, ... boasts 0 casualties. With such efficiency, remarkable. Lu Chun checked the loot. A mere gray palace. Child's play. He noticed a seal on the Waz ring. Back at the Great Wu City Villa, Lu Chun toyed with his new prize. Wu Zan, thanks to your father. ... The seal on this ring is broken. Let's see the treasures inside, he mused. Lahua was surprisingly wealthy, 50 billion spirit stones. Wu Zan laughed. Don't mention it. You returned the Saint Lord's ring without asking for a single cent. You only charge the undead demons, so we'll support you fully. Lu Chun smiled. That's what friends do. Wu Zan, what's this? Wu Zan pointed to the tea set. Those are spirit crystals, rare in this realm, but they're the standard currency in the upper world. 1 crystal equals 100,000 stones. Lu Chun calculated 100,000 crystals. That's over 100 billion stones. Jackpot. He pulled out weapons. 3 scent artifacts. The blade for my father. This bracelet for junior sister. And this saber for you. They were speechless with gratitude. Thank you, brother. Ching Ching thought, being with senior brother is paradise. He hands out saint artifacts like candy. With these crystals, I'll cultivate for 2 months before the next raid. 2 months later, at the Demon Palace Square, Lu Chan's army was ready. He looked at Saint King Ni. The Wu realm paid their share. Surely the undead demons won't be outdone. The king acted grand. Whatever they gave you, we shall double. Lu Chun shrugged nonchalantly. Oh, it's nothing much. Dotto, quote. Dot. Just 200 cups of thunderescent. The king froze. What? They gave you that? I don't believe it. Lu Chun smirked. Check for yourself with your divine sense, senior. Seeing the mountain of treasures, St. King Ni's jaw nearly hit the floor. It's real. He turned to leave. The Wu realm is insane. We can't match that. Lu Chun quickly stopped him. Wait, senior. That's the all-in-one package price. The king frowned. All-in-one. Lu Chun pointed at the map. That covers the 3 palaces near the cities. Isn't that a bargain? The king narrowed his eyes. Why do I feel like I'm being scammed? I swear, on my honor. No manpower needed. I'll clear them solo. I'm practically doing charity here. The king sighed. I must consult the great adjudicator. Wait, here. Deep within the judgment palace, the adjudicator pondered. Interesting. ... An outsider brat playing our entire tribe like a flute. She called out. Servant! A maid appeared instantly. Your orders. Great adjudicator. She handed over a ring. Deliver this to St. King Ni immediately. As you wish. Back at the square, St. King Ni finally nodded. Fine. We have a deal. Lu Chun admired the ring. Hee. Not bad at all. Since you're being so generous, it's time to get to work. He dashed off, shouting back. Wait for the good news, the king murmured. That brat is our only hope of escaping this prison. Let's hope his arrogance doesn't get him killed. Wu Yi smiled. He's no fool. Success is already in his hands. Within minutes, a thunderous explosion signaled the palace's collapse. The 2 leaders stood frozen. Impossible. That was way too fast. Lu Chun nonchalantly told them, onward to the next palace, the king stammered. No rest first. He knew the curse's erosion was lethal. Even top geniuses required months to recover. No need, Lu Chun replied. Within half an incensestick's time, he brandished his flag. Next, the 3rd. Lu Chun called. The king gasped. Is clearing palaces truly this easy? Wu Eng sighed. It isn't easy. Our disciples struggled for years. He is simply a monster. He grew anxious. He's been inside too long. Has he finally met his match? Inside the 3rd palace, Lu Chun clashed with a massive golem, skidding across the floor. No spiritual pulse, no life. Lu Chun noted warily. Is this an ancient alchemy puppet? 2 Kingdom puppets blocked him. Mindless husks with power. Time to go all out. A gargantuan axe swung down. Lu Chun leaped skyward, his blade whistling toward its shoulder. The armor didn't budge. Too tough, he cursed as a second axe swept toward him. He blocked the blow, crashing into the dirt. Spitting blood, he growled. Playtime is over. If I keep holding back, I'm dead. He instantly unleashed the profound ice sword art. The golems froze, solid and shattered. Outside, the king's worry reached its peak. Lu Chun emerged calmly. Sorry for the wait. Did you to miss me? He detailed the King Rang puppets. Wu Eng was speechless. You destroyed 2 King Rank golems. Lu Chun yawned. Work's done. Pay me, so I can return to Great Wu City. Back home, he marveled at a glowing vial. This Thundergrade essence is a massive windfall. This should trigger a breakthrough. He meditated for 2 months as power surged within late stage, nascent soul realm. Finally, just then, Wang Chen brought word of a customer. The heiress of Wushang City is here. They have 4 palaces needing your unique touch. 4 palaces? A jackpot. Lu Chun recalled the 72 altars mentioned by his master. Breaking 48 allows a time to earn some serious gold. Tu Ling demanded, Your Jian-san, clear 4 palaces. 4 cent artifacts. Deal. Lu Chun picked his ear. Only 4? Are you an idiot? or just broke. What did you say? She barked. He laughed. I'm looking at a total fool. 1 artifact per palace. Am I a beggar? Wushang City must be truly desperate. Lady enraged, she cast her spell. Word becomes reality. You'll regret your arrogance. Boy! He dodged her lethal blade. She pressed it to his neck. Scared of our secret arts? Apologize now, she demanded. Lu Chun just smiled at the cold steel. Nice sword. Die, she roared. Lu Chun caught it with 2 fingers. Style, 5. Power, 0. Total score, 6. Barely passing. Now, let me see that legendary blade properly. He examined the hilt. Ancient underworld runes. A lost art from the primordial myths. These runes amplify every attribute. Seeing them in person is a rare honor indeed. Let go! She cried. He grabbed her from behind, whispering, Stop being a brat. She was mortified. A man was holding her, yet he only cared about the sword. Scumbag, she huffed. He let go, beaming. With this sword, you're definitely rich enough. Let's talk price. She snapped. Business. You just harassed me. Where's my compensation? You attacked me first. He laughed. She stomped off, fuming. I'm leaving. Rot here. She'll be back. Lu Chun smirked. Meanwhile, in the dark, adjudicators, hidden hall, ... The adjudicator was grooming a puppet hero. He will be our key to conquest. Once the seal breaks, we'll seize the Luo Empire from the shadows. You failed me, he hissed at his subordinates. But I'll spare you. The map. Ready, my lord. They trembled. But Jian-san, should we eliminate that brat now? The adjudicator glared, silencing them instantly. Are you trying to tell me how to rule? His prowess is remarkable. He has piqued my interest. Fan Lin lurks in the shadows, eavesdropping on the dark conversation. Once the seal shatters, I shall deal with him personally. The arbitrator smirks. A harsh lesson is in order. She turns to Lahua. Your son is gone. So this brat shall inherit the hero's mantle. If he aids our assault on the Luo Empire, it would be a perfect victory. The arbitrator's malice deepens. If he refuses, I'll make his existence a living hell. If that dragon crocodile beast, Hanmo, remains defiant, he must be purged. Fan Lin gasps in horror. The arbitrator instantly senses the disturbance. Who goes there? In a flash, Lahua corners her. Don't move. Terror strikes Fan Lin's heart as a sealing spell slams her down. The arbitrator sneers. So, it's you, the wretched sinner. Fan Lin. Stepping forward, she recalls. Years ago, I shattered your physical form, chaining your soul here as a warning to all who defy the undying demon race. She lifts Fan Lin's chin with cold cruelty. Yet after centuries of torment, you still haven't learned your place. Dark energy erupts from the arbitrator's palm, surging into her victim. Fan Lin rides in. Soul-shattering agony. The arbitrator commands, cast her into the soul-devouring tower. Let her essence scatter into nothingness. She was merely a pawn to provoke that old fool. Now that the seal is breaking, she is utterly worthless. Weakly, Fan Lin whispers a name. Hanmo. A fragment of her spirit drifts toward his sanctuary. Meanwhile, Vueng arrives in a panic. Disaster has struck. He gasps. While I was drinking with Senior Hanmo, a mysterious blue mist appeared. He began thrashing like a madman before turning into a silent statue. He won't respond to anything. I came as fast as I could. Hanmo weeps in silent despair. Linga. The others stand bewildered. Stunned, silence fills the room. Lu Chun asks, Senior. Hanmo cries out her name. Again, Lu Chun helps him up. Please, don't do this! You'll shorten my lifespan with such humility. Quan, Fan adds. Just tell us what you need. Senior, Tears stream down Hanmo's face. Linga, the trio, is speechless. Hanmo pleads, "Young friend Lu Chun, I have one desperate request." Uncertainty lingers. Lu Chun finally declares, "Is everyone ready? It's time for action." The two companions shout in unison, "Understood." Like a bolt of lightning, Hanmo descends upon the enemy. The guards scream in sheer terror as they are ambushed. The streets echo with their pathetic wails. "Help! Save us!" Lahua senses the surge of power. He's finally arrived. He reports to the arbitrator. "Lord Adjudicator, he has fallen right into our trap." She leans back. "How painfully naive, my dear friend." She points toward the chaos. "My future pet, you're being quite naughty." She marks her own soldiers. "Go." This power is enough to crush that old man. Lahua blocks the way as Wang Cheng retreats, his body wreathed in demonic smoke. Vuang's heart sinks. What happened to him? He realizes the enemy's strength has reached a terrifying new level. That old Fox Hanmo's plan was exposed too soon. "I can't let this kid escape." Vuang roars at Wang Cheng. "Hey, Peerless City invited us to break the array, yet you won't even show us your face. How disrespectful." Wang Cheng turns slowly. "Ah? Another victim. I'll slaughter you before finishing off that old ghost." He lunges with murderous intent. Vuang charges back. "Come then! Let's see if you have the guts." Meanwhile, deep within the forest, a voice echoes through the trees. "Senior brother, this seal is unlike any we've encountered." Quan Than notes the massive foliage. Lu Chun ponders. The 5 elements are at play here. He observes the forest layout. Fire, gold, wood, water, and earth are perfectly synchronized. Wood fuels fire. Fire births earth. And the cycle continues. This endless loop gathers immense spiritual energy, fueling this abnormal growth. Lu Chun warns. This complex structure makes the seal nearly impossible to shatter. Those before us likely fell into an eternal cycle of destruction and rebirth, drained until they died of exhaustion. Quan Than asks, "Is it truly unbreakable then?" Lu Chun smirks. "Not necessarily. I have a way." Suddenly, a figure darts behind Lu Chun. He spins, his hands grabbing ... Something soft. Wait. This feeling. Could it be? A piercing scream erupts. Let go of me." Lu Chun is shocked. "Princess Ziling." She covers herself, fuming. "You filthy rogue. How dare you touch me?" Lu Chun asks, "What are you doing here?" She huffs, "As the future lord of Peerless City, I must be active in breaking the seal." Lu Chun turns away. "Let's go." Zai Ling screams, "Wait for me!" Lu Chun sighs. "Listen, you can't even fight. Entering this seal is a death wish." Zai Ling pouts. "I don't care. I'm following you. If I don't get out, you won't get your reward either." Lu Chun relents. "Fine, but first, don't cause trouble. Second, if you get in danger, I won't save you. You're on your own." She reluctantly agrees before dashing ahead. Lu Chun shouts, "Hey, slow down." He groans in frustration. "What did I do in my past life to deserve this?" Soon, the aroma of roasting meat fills the air. Lu Chun enjoys a feast. Even the wildlife here is unnaturally plump. Our trio is currently feasting on a massive roasted boar. Lu Chun tears off a succulent piece for junior sister Ching Cheng. "Go on. Open wide." She devours it happily, praising the perfect balance of fat and flavor. But Xiling is fuming, her blade flashing as she slices the meat right out of the air. She seizes Lu Chun by the collar, cutting straight to the chase. "Are you ever going to break this formation?" she demands. "You're just wasting time gorging yourself while the world waits." He calmly catches her wrist, his eyes cold. "Are you trying to tell me how to do my job?" Lu Chun leans back against an ancient tree with effortless grace. If my pace bothers you, feel free to try it yourself. But remember, I won't be coming to your rescue when things go south. Xiling storms off, her pride wounded. Fine, I'll do it alone. I don't need your help. Qing Cheng watches her go, her voice trembling. Senior brother, is it really safe for her to go off by herself? Lu Chun remains unfazed. Relax. With her current level of cultivation, she can handle herself for a short while. He narrows his eyes, his voice dropping an octave. However, if this turns into a war of attrition, her luck will run out. He continues. I've told you before, the key to shattering this array is speed. We must dismantle 4 core nodes simultaneously before the elemental cycle resets. Reckless charging, like hers, is a recipe for disaster. Qing Cheng blinks in realization. So, you've already found the solution. Exactly. Lu Chun begins to dissect the battlefield's energy. The 4 ARIs correspond to fire, metal, wood, and water. Combined with the earth beneath us, they create a cycle of perpetual rebirth. Wood fuels fire. Fire creates earth, and so on. But if we shift our perspective, the cycle inverts. Wood consumes earth. Earth halts. Water. Water douses fire. Everything has a weakness. My master taught me that the 5 elements are never static. When one ebbs, another flows in an eternal dance. Our mission is simple. We just need to strike at the precise moment of yin. Yang reversal. By severing the elemental bonds at their weakest point, the entire formation will crumble. Overjoyed, Qing Cheng throws her arms around him. I knew you were a genius, senior brother. Lu Chun leans against her, looking deceptively lazy. But there's another reason I'm holding back. The arbiter isn't a fool. She's likely already anticipated our next move. The senior and Wu Eng are likely locked in a desperate struggle. But as long as the arbiter remains in Wushang City, the balance holds. Suddenly, the scene shifts to the city's towering gates. As Wang Cheng charges Wu Eng's mind, races. This brat only has the aura of a saint sovereign, yet his pressure is suffocating. Realizing a head-on clash is suicide, he pivots. If I can't match your strength, I'll outrun you. Above him, Wang Cheng descends like a vengeful god, blade leading the way. The impact is deafening. Wang Cheng slams Wu Eng into the dirt with bone-shattering force. Spitting blood, Wu Eng gasps. I can't believe it, ... The arbiter granted you this much power. I underestimated you. This isn't just Saint Sovereign's strength anymore, ... This is the peak of the Saint King realm. A memory flashes, his father's harsh voice echoing from the past. Think you're special? You're just a brat in the king realm. Yet, you dare challenge a Saint King. Even I wouldn't provoke such a monster. Young Wu Eng snapped back. He started it. Saint King or not, I'll make them all bow to me one day. His father's boot sent him flying. Stop dreaming, boy! He continued his lecture. Reach the Saint King stage first, then talk. The Saint King realm is a chasm that few can cross. A single sub-realm difference is the distance between life and death. If you keep spouting such arrogance, I'll beat the life out of you. Back in reality, Wu Eng grinds his teeth. Saint King peak. ... So what? Fury explodes from his core as his aura flares to life. I don't care about the odds. Today, you die by my hand. Meanwhile, near the immortal demon palace, Hainmo arrives at the soul-slayin tower, gasping for breath. Finally, ... I'm here. But Shadow Stir and Laho steps into the light. A brutal kick sends Hanmo sprawling. Laho licks his lips with sadistic glee. I haven't forgotten the wound you gave me last time. Now, I'll return the favor tenfold. Hanmo sneers, unfazed. You're a fool! You really think you're worthy of being my opponent? Hanmo effortlessly parries a strike, looking down on his foe. Your demonic energy has spiked. I see the arbiter through you, a few scraps of power. But an ant is still an ant. Do you really think a measly demon lord like you can stand before me? Han Mo roars. Prepare to meet your end. But Laho smirks. He grabs Xingling by the throat, dragging her forward as a human shield. Han Mo's heart stops. Seven-colored linger, Lahua sneers. Come on, old man. Strike me. Your wife's soul and consciousness are both trapped in my grasp. A sinister seal glows on her neck. One move from me, and even if you save her body, her soul will be nothing but an empty shell. Han Mo trembles with rage. You, coward. What do you want? Lahoe's eyes gleam. I want your absolute obedience. He spits out the words, kill yourself. He tightens his grip on her throat. Do it now, or she dies. Huh. Han Mo's expression suddenly turns cold. Is that all? I thought you'd have a clever trap, but you're just resorting to the most basic threats. Truly, your intellect, machas, your stature, insignificant. Lahua screams in fury. You're at death's door. Stop trying to play mind games with me. Lahua continues, I won't fall for your provocations. He tightens his grip again, roaring, end your life, or I'll shatter her soul right now. Han Mo sighs. Provocation? No. I'm simply announcing what happens next. He reaches down and unearths a handful of dirt. I originally planned to let your son's soul rot here in silence, but my friend Jian-san predicted you'd use linear against me. He suggested a gift for a gift, an eye for an eye. Han Moloch's eyes with Lahua. Can you actually go through with it? When you struck her earlier, I realized something. You were the one who killed your own son, weren't you? Look closely. Do you recognize him? Lahua's face pales as he gasps. Han Mo recalls the palace gates. I saw them carrying your son's broken body out that day. I just happened to be there to intercept his soul. Even a beast won't devour its own kin, yet you slaughtered him. You truly are the lowest form of trash. Driven to madness, Lahua lets out a guttural roar and charges. Enough. You couldn't possibly fathom my agony. Han Mo, you old fox. Today I'll drag you to hell with me. Lahua lunges, but Han Mo vanishes in a flash. Turning back, Lahua freezes at the sight of Lahong's severed head. Fan Lin's phantom smirked coldly. The corpse of your son is real? But the image you just saw? Merely a deceptive trick of my shadow illusions. Han Mo sighed, his voice heavy with pity. Lahong's soul has already been purified and laid to rest. Unlike a coward like you, I refuse to use family as a shield or a weapon. It's over, Lahua. Yield now. Han Mo's voice boomed. The main character's ally, Lin Ni, is free from your grasp. You've already lost this gamble. Enraged, Lahua unleashed a swarm of abyssal shadows. Open the soul, devouring tower, at once, or I'll ensure your death is slow and agonizing. A chilling silence fell as Lahua finally broke under the weight of reality. Perhaps you're right. I've long since cast away my humanity, even sacrificing my own flesh and blood just to survive. I have lost everything, he roared in despair. The past is etched in blood and cannot be undone, but I refuse to let Hong Ni's death be for nothing. I will never submit. Dark, suffocating miasma erupted from his maw as he grasped a wicked soul blade. I'll never forgive you. Han Mo gasped in horror as Lahua's eyes turned a demonic crimson. Die, you old fossil. Lahua's form twisted into a hideous, towering monstrosity. Even if I have to devour this entire world, you are coming with me to the grave. There is no escape. Meanwhile, outside Wusong City, Vuang was relentlessly pummeling Vuong Than. Die already, he screamed. But Vuong Than surged back with a desperate counterstrike. Vuang was a force of nature, slamming a heavy fist that sent Vuong Than cratering into the earth. But the struggle wasn't over. Vuong Than retaliated with a series of brutal knee strikes. Spitting blood, Vuang staggered back. Vuong Than grinned like a hungry demon, his face twisting with malice. "So, you're the famous Wu Eng, aren't you?" "I've heard the rumors." The most pathetic Saint King of the Wu clan. A weakling who only became leader because there was no one else left in history. "Stop right there," Wu En wheezed, forcing himself upright. Vuong Than's eyes widened in disbelief. "Impossible. ... Your meridians should have been shattered. How are you still standing? Why won't you stay down?" Vuong challenged, his spirit unbroken. "Quit your yapping and come at me." Infuriated, Vuong Than launched a punch that sent him soaring through the air. "Get out of my sight!" Vuong Than spat, cursing the slow and sluggish movements of his opponent. "Fighting a talentless worm like you is a complete waste of my breath." Memories of his father's harsh training flooded back. "Why does he get private lessons?" the other disciples whispered. "What makes the loser so special when we get nothing?" "It's just the privilege of being the chief's son," they sneered. Back then, Wu Eng had to endure both his father's heavy blows and the biting insults from the crowd. Being the chief's son doesn't change the fact that his talent is garbage. They laughed. Once again, his father's strike sent him crashing into the dirt. "That's enough for today," his father said coldly, walking away. But the voices of the clan members continued to ring in his ears, sharp and mocking without end. "The chief didn't even use 10% of his power and he's already down. He wants to lead us." What a joke. Every word felt like a poisoned blade to his heart. He gritted his teeth, swallowing the humiliation. Where does he get the nerve? If my father were chief, I'd be just as arrogant. Quiet. Show some respect for his father's sake. "You seem to know a lot about my past," Vuong muttered, rising slowly. Vuong Than laughed. "Because you're famous for being trash." But then, a terrifying energy began to swirl in Vuong's palms. "But there's one thing you don't know. How I survived it all." A monstrous pressure erupted from Vuong, making Vuong Than's blood run cold with fear. This seven-colored radiance... It can't be. Vuong Than stammered. "How can a failure like you possess such overwhelming power?" In a blur of light, Vuong charged. "They called me a loser back then. Compared to the geniuses of my clan, I was nothing but an ant." Even when covered in bruises as a child, he never wavered. "Father, I can still go on." Young Vuong had cried out, "I refuse to lose. No matter who stands before me, I will never kneel or surrender." He raised his fist, his voice ringing with absolute conviction. "Knock me down 1,000 times, and I will rise again. That is my way." He buried his fist deep into Vuong Than's gut. "Does being a failure mean I can't win? If fate demands a victor today, then why can't that victor be me?" A massive explosion rocked the forest, drowning out Vuong Than's final, enraged scream. "I won't accept this." The shockwave lit up the sky like a deadly, beautiful firework. Reverting to his true form, Vuong Than looked up to see Vuong towering over him. He gasped, but a crushing spiritual pressure pinned him to the dirt. "This is impossible," Vuong Than wheezed. Vuong collapsed to the ground, exhaling a long, weary breath. "Finally, I can finally take a moment to rest." "How are you holding up, Senior? Can you still move?" The main character Luke Tran's voice echoed. Vuong forced himself up. "I'm fine, just some scratches and bruised bones. As long as my core is intact, I'll be back on my feet after a short rest." Luke Tran, casually munching on a roasted ham, nodded. "Glad to hear it. But I need you to go and assist Senior Hanmo immediately." Vuong frowned. "His cultivation far exceeds mine. Why would he ever need my help?" "Senior Hanmo is powerful, but his noble heart is his greatest weakness," Luke Tran explained. "Against a snake like Laho, he's at a severe disadvantage in character." "You mean Laho will resort to dirty tricks?" "Absolutely." Luke Tran's voice turned cold. "If he hadn't cowardly kidnapped my junior sister, I would never have been under his thumb." "Then there's no time to waste," Vuong declared, pushing through the pain. "I'll recover my strength while I make my way to the battlefield. By the time I reach the immortal demon city, I'll be ready for a second round. Luke Tran sighed. I'm counting on you. Meanwhile, Kian Than's voice trembled with worry. Senior? Brother, will Senior Hanmo be all right? Luke Tran looked away. I've done everything I could, from the diversion to the strategy. The rest is now up to fate. But he's too honorable to use Lahong's soul as a bargaining chip. As they spoke, the grand palace of the immortal city began to crumble and moan. The outcome is now a coin toss, Luke Tran continued. Inside the ruins, the monstrous Laho let out a bone-chilling roar. Surrender! Old man, your spark of hope has been extinguished. He unhinged his jaw like a black hole, aiming to devour Than Lin whole. Look at this little prize! Ha ha ha. Than and Ni. Hanmo screamed in pure desperation. He lunged forward, shielding Than Lin with his own body. But they both tumbled into the abyss of the monster's maw. How naive! You actually fell for it? If you're so eager to play the hero, then you can both rot in the underworld together. With a sickening crunch, Laho snapped his jaws shut, swallowing them. Hanmo and Than Lin were at death's door until Vuang intervened. Are you all right? How did you find us? Vuang explained. Young Lu Chun knew your mercy would let this rat live. So, he sent me to save you. Hanmo sighed. My hesitation was a grave mistake. Vuang launched a devastating kick at Lahoa's face. Aunt Ni, hide in my ring now. Han. Mo shouted. Debris rained down as Vuang roared. Silence. Beast. No more talk. This traitor dies now. He's fading. Strike together, Vuang urged. The monster hissed. Weak. You talk too much. Releasing a dark swarm, Laho regained his human form. Vuang just mocked his arrogance. Look around. Laho laughed as wraiths surrounded them, screaming, Save us! Feed us! These souls have suffered for eons. They are starved for a complete soul like yours. They will devour you whole to mend themselves. Ha ha ha! I have finally won. Elsewhere, Lu Chun landed. It's time, Kind Than. Begin the ritual, as I instructed. She chanted, Heaven and earth, yin and yang. Massive bone spikes erupted from the earth. As she recited the laws, Lu Chun sat centered in her glowing Bagua formation. 5 elements. Obey my will. Fire, water, and earth align. For the strike, her voice thundered. Heaven is my decree. Earth is my mandate. Rise. Xiling watched a massive vortex form. What is that boy doing now? The crowd looked up in awe. The arbiter smirked. He found the array's secret. Proceed with the plan, she ordered. She watched the black vortex, satisfied with the progress. With your help, my race will be free. I'll reward you well later. Boy! Lu Cheng shouted, Rise! The Qiankun array activated, shaking every building in the city. Energy spiraled toward the towers. Xiling realized, the fire is fading, ... My chance. Soon, Lakhong City and all its people will crawl at my feet. Is the seal really beneath our home? A soldier asked. The arbiter nodded coldly. A secret buried 4 generations, known only to the chosen few. Inside the demon palace, laughter rang out. We built our throne atop the very seal. Han, Mo, and Vuang fought the endless wraiths. There's no end to them. Sensing a trap, a sudden light pierced the sky. They narrowly dodged the celestial strike. The blast disintegrated a dark beast. Look there, Hanmo pointed. Our real enemy appears. The arbiter of the undying demons. Vuang gasped. Where is she going so fast? She's ignoring us, ... Something is wrong, Hanmo whispered. Is it about the boy? Likely. We can't let them escape. Hanmo's eyes blazed. Ready to raise some hell? I've been ready! Vuang unleashed a blast of energy, clearing the dark horde. Lu Chun struggled against a vine monster. It lunged with jagged teeth, but he blocked it. Thorns lashed his skin. Kill it already! Xiling yelled. Shut up! Lu Chun snapped. Don't you see? The earth is the Korai, not just a simple trap. I've reversed the 5 elements flow. The power is being redirected, not destroyed. The energy is feeding into the core. If it breaks now, everything collapses. I have to stall it until the final seal is ready. Don't interfere. Under the palace, the demons found the seal, a world hidden beneath our feet. Laho boasted. The arbiter once subdued the guardian hero by herself. They stood before a cage, holding a massive beast. The final moment was near. We built our palace here to kill the guardian and seize absolute power. The arbiter drew her sword. The time has come. The clans will bow. Your duty is over, guardian. The beast roared, sensing its impending death. Through the thick mist, Hanmo appeared. Arbiter, your treacherous plot ends today. Acting as heaven's executor, the arbiter turned to depart. He commanded Lahua to finish the trash, who bowed in cold obedience. Seeing them try to flee, Hanmo and Yu Yi roared, "Not so fast." Suddenly, they collapsed at Lahua's feet. Yu Yi gasped. "What's this pressure?" Hanmo was equally stunned. An immense gravity had pinned them down. Was this the boy's trick? They struggled up, determined to stop the arbiter. Running away, impossible! Lahua blocked their path with a smirk. Don't rush to die. That was just the appetizer. The real show begins now. Enraged, they charged forward. A mere brat thinks he can stop us. Lahua pointed to the... It seems you old fools have truly gone senile. Take a good look around you. He gestured to the walls covered in strange runes. Lahua revealed the truth. This was the ash altar, a sacred sealing site. Just because the guardian is imprisoned doesn't mean the seal's power has faded. Within this barrier, anyone below the great heavenly venerate realm, is stripped of their power. You are both utterly useless here. Hanmo slammed the ground in fury. That damned arbiter played us. Panic set in. If we can't use our cultivation, what do we do? Yu Yi remained defiant. Why fear? If we're powerless... Then so is he. They lunged at Lahua. Together, but Lahua leaped, delivering a crushing blow that sent them flying. Idiots! Lahua grabbed their hair, hoisting them up like dolls. My master bestowed his power upon me. We share the same source. They spat back. You're just the arbiter's lapdog? Lahua sneered. Bark, all you want. He hurled them away like trash. Today marks your end. He unleashed a heavy strike toward Hanmo. Simultaneously, he swatted Yu Yi aside. They were tossed around like broken rags. Meanwhile, on another battlefield, massive, twisting vines lashed out violently. Lu Chun parried the onslaught with his blade. Junior sister Kion Than. How much longer? She strained against the pressure. Almost there. Just a bit more. Kion Than hurled her sword with everything she had, piercing the core of the slime mass. It's done, she shouted to Lu Chun. The water element is surging into the formation Lu Chun smirked. The slime constricted the vines, sending the beast into a thrash in agony. Now, he swung his blade with divine force. When the elements align, you perish. You hideous thing! I've had enough of you. The arbiter watched closely. Is it time? Did he succeed? Lu Chun lunged into the air. Wait! He delivered a devastating punch to the monster. The beast split in two. It's finished, my lord, a subordinate whispered. The arbiter drew her sword, a terrifying dark aura swirling around the blade. Today, our clan's glory returns. She plunged her sword into the carcass. Die! Let your blood pave the way for the immortal demon clan's future. The crowd roared in triumph. Long live the arbiter! Long live the immortal demons! Suddenly, a strange, eerie magic rippled through the air. Panic swept through the ranks. What is this? a celestial anomaly. Amidst the chaos, a man with a wild hairstyle stepped forward. "You're truly a fool. Who told you this was the final seal?" the arbiter guessed. "Who are you? How dare you deceive me?" He tore off his disguise, revealing his true face. "It was you, Zan." He laughed boldly. "I am your granddaddy, Yuzan." The arbiter froze. "Impossible." She stared at the chained beast. Why hadn't the seal broken? This was supposed to be the last one. What went wrong? As she spiraled, Yuzan shouted, "Brother Lu, do it now." Lu Chun smirked. "I've been waiting for that." "Seal, break, stop!" the arbiter screamed. But Lu Chun's blade sliced through the monster like butter. "Open for me!" A pillar of light shot into the heavens. The sky shattered, revealing the brilliant world beyond the barrier. The survivors cheered, pointing at the light. "Look! It's the outside world! The seal is gone. We're finally free." Xiling stood in shock. How was this possible? Did all the seals break simultaneously? She glanced at Lu Chun. His calm expression suggested he'd planned this all along. Who exactly was this mysterious man? While the arbiter approached the beast, Yuzan watched from the shadows. He whispered to the two elders. "Seniors, I saw Lahua entering earlier. Let's move before they realize what's happened." The elders were stunned by his appearance. "Yuzan, how are you here?" Yu Yi asked. Han Mo was still dazed by the seal's collapse. Yuzan urged, "We'll talk on the way. Once they catch on, we're dead meat." As they fled, Yuzan began his tale. "Actually, I asked Brother Lu about this plan earlier. He said we had to deceive our own to fool the enemy. When we shattered the first seal, ... He told me that breaking a seal releases a massive surge of energy." Back at the hill, Lu Chun's flag crumbled into dust as he surveyed the land. For months, Lu Chun had analyzed the seals while breaking them. He realized that this hidden energy was the secret key. It was the only way to breach the illusion, separating them from reality. He had deciphered the very flow of the seal's power. Each broken seal releases energy that latches on to the remaining ones. It builds up until the final one falls. Then, the total release opens the gateway to the real world. That night, he laid out the entire strategy. The immortal demons needed speed to strike the capital first, but their local seals were already gone. If the gate opened elsewhere, their plan would fail. Therefore, they must have hidden a secret seal of their own. They wanted to break everything else, then trigger their secret seal to maintain control over this exiled land. This battle at the Four Direction Formation was their perfect opportunity. That's why we acted. We turned their own trap against them. Yu Yi was stunned. Young Lu planned all this. Han Mo added, "So that means..." He saw through the arbiter's trap from the very beginning, turning her own scheme against her. Wu Chen confirmed the ruse as he continued his tale. "He planted me by her side to trick her into shattering her own hidden seal. Once she did, he would unleash the power on his end. The Undying Demon Clan's grand plan was about to crumble." Han Mok and Wu Ang shared a laugh, leaving Wu Chen completely baffled by their reaction. "The old generation truly is fading," Wu Ang joked. "The new waves are surely overtaking the old." Han Mok nodded in solemn agreement. "Perhaps it is time to retire and find a quiet life with Ling." Suddenly, a massive explosion shook the earth, drawing their urgent attention. "The seal near Wosong City is collapsing. We must move now." In an instant, the outpost was obliterated as the arbiter sensed the shift. Laho trembled while reporting the breach. To her shock, the arbiter didn't rage. She simply let out a chilling, triumphant laugh. Confused, Lahua watched as the arbiter sneered. "In tens of thousands of years, you are the first person who has dared to outsmart me." Her gaze turned razor-sharp. "You are truly worthy of becoming my puppet." The arbiter immediately barked out a cold order to her subordinate. "Laho, lead the clan into the shadows. Wait for the perfect moment to seize the gate." She obeyed the command without hesitation. "Won't you lead us yourself?" "Great one." The arbiter raised a hand swirling with dark energy. I have far more important business to attend to. I am going to break that boy once and for all. Behind her, the palace began to groan and splinter apart as she spoke. The entire complex collapsed into ruins as the ground heaved. Wu Chen stood atop the rubble, a confident smirk playing on his lips. A narrow escape! Indeed. Suddenly, a streak of violet light pierced the heavens, instantly catching his worried attention. The arbiter was streaking across the sky like a comet. Everyone watched in horror as she vanished into the distance at light speed. Is she heading for Wosong City? Wu Chen panicked. Damn it! She is going after my brother. This is a total disaster. What do we do with the arbiter personally involved? We are in deep trouble. He urged the others to set out immediately. Together with those siblings, we might barely stand a chance. But Vuang Saint King stopped him in his tracks with a grim look. We are no match for her, even combined. Han Mok proposed a different strategy. We must divide and conquer to survive this. We must warn the Vu clan and the other tribes of her treachery. Vuang Saint King immediately agreed with the tactical shift. Only a united front can stop her. I will handle the Vu clan myself. Wu Chen bowed deeply, accepting his crucial mission. I will head to Wosong City to rally the various leaders there. Han Mok stepped forward with fire in his determined eyes. I am off to the Beast Clan. Linga is their princess. They won't sit idly by. Vuang stroked his beard, approving the plan. It is our only hope. I just pray the young swordsman can hold out until we arrive. With that, they parted ways. No time to waste. Move out elsewhere. Lu Chun and Sai Zai Ling were battling a relentless storm of chaotic vortexes. Lu Chun collapsed, gasping for air. The backlash from the seal felt like a lifetime of hellish training in a single moment. Suddenly, the black dragon within him roared a warning. Kid, something monstrous is approaching. Stay on your guard. The aura was at least at the heavenly venerable level. Lu Chun's eyes widened in fear. Could it be? The light drew closer. The arbiter. She slammed into the earth like a fallen star, shattering the ground with her overwhelming and terrifying presence. Damn it, I am completely drained. Fortunately, Xia Ziailing shoved him aside just as the shockwave tore through the clearing. Trees snapped like twigs around the bottomless crater she created. Lu Chun groaned, his head spinning from the devastating impact. He saw red on his hands and panicked. Blood, but it wasn't his. He looked down at the unconscious princess in total horror. Blood stained her lips as she whispered, I am glad you are safe. Run. You must run. Her voice faded into silence. Princess, wake up! Lu Chun's desperate scream echoed through the thick dust as his world began to crumble into despair. My little slave has a heart after all. A soft, mocking voice drifted through the haze. You have certainly charmed the princess. Lu Chun glared at the arbiter with pure, unadulterated hatred. You, she sneered, amused by his defiance after his failed scheme. How should I punish you, little brother? The forest soon erupted with the sounds of a brutal and one-sided slaughter. Lu Chun was sent flying, screaming in agony. Before he could recover, her hand clamped around his throat like a vice. She slammed him against a jagged rock. Just then, Liu Qingcheng arrived, finding the princess clinging to life on the ground. Sect, brother. She rushed to his side, urging him to stay conscious as the arbiter loomed over them like a shadow. Begone! The arbiter hissed. But Liu Qingcheng stood her ground, refusing to abandon her kin despite the immense pressure. She hoisted the girl into the air with dark magic. Such a pretty face. It would be a waste to kill you. Perhaps I will turn you into a puppet so you can stay with your brother forever. Suddenly, a blade whizzed toward her. Let her go. Lu Chun rose, bruised but unyielding. We aren't finished yet. Are you looking down on me? You, monster? Stay down if you want to live. She unleashed a wave of suffocating darkness. I would hate for my favorite slave to break. Before her words even faded, she unleashed a devastating palm strike into Lu Chun's chest. Spiritual energy swirled like a violent cyclone, blasting him away with a single wave of her hand. He writhed in agony, letting out a gut-wrenching scream. Lu Chun closed his eyes, resigned to his fate. Is this the true might of a heavenly vision? Resistance was utterly futile, yet his indomitable will refused to flicker out. He had to find a way, or his junior sister and the princess were doomed. But the arbiter wouldn't grant him a moment's breath. She flickered behind him like a ghost, whispering, "Where are you looking?" A brutal kick followed, smashing him face first into the cold earth. Relentless, she delivered another bone-shattering kick that sent him tumbling. The arbiter then pinned Lu Chun down, her arm locking around his throat in a deadly chokehold. Crimson spray erupted from his lips. She sneered. "Do you finally see the vast chasm between our powers? Now? Beg for your life. I might let you retain a sliver of consciousness once I have turned you into my puppet." Lu Qingcheng charged forward in desperation, crying out, "Let go of my senior brother!" The arbiter's eyes flared with rage. With a Sharpie gun, she delivered a thunderous slap. Lu Qingcheng was hurled 100 meters away, her fragile body smashing into a tree before she spiraled into unconsciousness. Lu Chun let out a desperate roar. "Junior sister." The arbiter continued her cruel mockery. "I will ask one last time. Will you submit now, or must I break your spirit until you crawl at my feet?" Yet, he still had the audacity to spit directly in her face. The arbiter stood frozen, humiliated by his utter defiance. Lu Chun let out a cold, mocking laugh. "I have no interest in an old hag with sagging skin like you. Stop making me nauseous." His reckless provocation sent a shiver of terror through the black dragon. "You have done it now. You have truly enraged her." The dragon wailed. "We are finished." The arbiter's pride was shattered. "How dare a worm like you look down on me? Words are meaningless now. You will soon experience firsthand just how feeble I am through your own agony." With a chilling smile, she pressed her palms gently against his chest. A surge of demonic ki flooded his body, a final gift for his journey to the afterlife. As his life force withered under that horrific power, the arbiter whispered a deadly farewell. "Die!" he groaned in excruciating pain. The black dragon panicked. "It is over. His consciousness is fading fast. If he goes, I am doomed to. What do we do?" Suddenly, a radiant glow manifested before its eyes. While the arbiter was still reveling in the sadistic torture of Lu Chun's body, she broke into a high-pitched, manic laugh. "This brat is finally mine. Ha!" A terrifying aura surged toward the heavens, echoing through the forest. Licking her lips, the arbiter felt a long-lost sense of dark satisfaction. With the boy dealt with, she turned her predatory gaze toward the others. Next, she would puppet those two girls especially. That enticing little princess, using her to threaten peerless city, ... perfect. But suddenly, a familiar voice echoed in her ear. A grand heavenly venerate. "Bullying Amir Jr., do you really think you can just walk away after that?" The arbiter whirled around in shock, unable to process the sight before her. "Impossible. How are you still standing? Wait, ... This aura? You are not him. Who are you?" Amidst the blinding radiance, a voice replied, "Who I am does not matter. Reborn with celestial power." Lu Chun spoke with supreme arrogance. "What matters is that you dared to lay hands on my grand disciple. Now, I shall repay your kindness in full. I will show you what true bullying looks like." In the distance, Yuzan arrived, witnessing the blinding brilliance. Lu Chun was manifesting a spectacle of pure, concentrated light. The entire dimension warped, reflecting his magnificent colors. Gasping in disbelief, the onlookers cried out, the rift in the sky. "It has been sealed again." Even Lu Qingcheng, shielding Zilai Leng in the shadows, was stunned. What is happening? A massive tree groaned and collapsed, nearly crushing them in the chaos. Lu Qingcheng stared at Lu Chun, her breath hitching. "Is that really my brother?" This overwhelming, domineering presence felt like an entirely different soul. Lu Chun exhaled, finally at ease. "It is over." The arbiter's eyes bulged with fury. What have you done? Her gaze burned with murderous intent. All her hard work to break the seal had vanished in an instant. What divine artifact did you use to mend that rift? She glared at him, teeth bared. She had been a mere step away from her long-awaited freedom. I won't let anyone stand in my way. The arbiter lunged, desperate to tear him apart. Even if I have to stain this world red, I will slaughter you. Sword-like key slammed into him, only to shatter upon contact. He let out a disdainful smirk. Kill me. In a blink, he had already materialized right before her eyes. You truly are a frog at the bottom of a well. Her eyes widened. What? Raising a single finger, Lu Chun prepared his strike. Allow me to show you how vast the real world is. She struck out wildly, but he feinted, catching her off guard. With a lightning-fast kick, he sent her flying before unleashing a devastating blast of spiritual energy. A pained cry escaped the arbiter's lips as she tumbled through the air. Oh, she flew quite a distance, he mused. Just then, Liu Qingqing approached from behind. Senior brother, R. You all right? She asked, hesitantly. Lu Chun, still scanning for his foe, turned around and pointed at her, his brow furrowing. And you are... Suddenly, recognition dawned on him. Taking her soft hand, he exclaimed, You must be the junior sister that Brat is always talking about. Jiaoji's disciple. Hey! That kid has decent taste. His eyes certainly did not deceive him. He looked her over, his own eyes gleaming with appraisal. Not bad, all sturdy enough to support my Flustered, Lu Qingcheng tried to push him away, stammering, Senior brother, what is wrong with you? Please, be normal. Inside the sea of consciousness, Lu Chun groaned. Master, could you please act like a proper elder for once? How will I ever face her again? Controlling his body. Su Jingxia smirked playfully. Do I really need a lecture from you while I am picking out a wife for my grand disciple? Besides, I haven't even settled the score for the mess you have caused. Now, sit tight and be quiet. Lu Chun could only mutter a submissive yes, Master. The black dragon's eyes nearly popped out of its head. Just how many monstrous powerhouses were hidden within this kid's soul? See, each one seemed more terrifying than the last. Meanwhile, Su Yingxia reached out to stroke Liu Qingcheng's cheek as the girl tried to fend off the rude behavior. Brother, please, stop, she pleaded. Su Yingxia offered a satisfied grin, finding the girl's flustered reaction quite delightful. Miles away, the arbiter had plowed through several mountains. Her clothes were in tatters, and she clutched her battered body, gasping for every breath. She winced at the slightest movement, sweat beading on her forehead. Finally, the arbiter's fury reached its boiling point. I do not care who you are, she screamed. You dared to steal what's mine and seal the portal. Look at the scars on this beautiful body. Suddenly, a sinister aura erupted, swallowing her whole. Clad in divine war gear, her spiritual pressure soared to impossible heights. I will never let you crawl away alive. Ginha's gaze twisted with a terrifying, predatory intensity. She leaned in close to Qinthan, whispering a wicked taunt. How do you like my little grand disciple? Qinthan's face flushed crimson as she stammered. Senior brother, what has gotten into you? Luke Tran watched the scene with a look of pure disdain. Typical, master, always so shameless. But the black dragon's eyes widened in alarm. Wait, ... I sense a monstrous presence approaching. It is her, ... The judge has arrived. High above, the sky fractured with an ominous, swirling light. Below, the commoners trembled as a dark omen cast a shadow over their hearts. Look! What in the heavens is that? Panic spread like wildfire through the crowd. Recognizing the aura, Wu Chen clutched his head and roared in desperation. The judge's power is here. I have to get there before it is too late. Meanwhile, Ginha remained unfazed, playfully pinching Qinthan's cheek with a smirk. The girl's heart raced as she whispered, Brother, something is wrong. Suddenly, the atmosphere grew heavy enough to crush bone. The judge descended from the clouds, hovering like a vengeful goddess. "You too seem awfully comfortable while the world burns," the judge sneered. "I do not care who you are, but you dare to interfere with my grand design. Now, pay for your insolence with your blood." With a wave of her hand, 1,000 jagged spears materialized in the air. She looked down with a mocking pout. "Is this all the strength you possess? I expected you to beg for mercy by now." The judge's eyes narrowed into lethal slits. "You are the first to mock me, and you shall be the last. Now, vanish." A rain of lethal spears tore through the air in a brutal barrage. "Senior brother, watch out." Kin Than screamed in terror. Even the black dragon gritted its teeth. "This is bad. Really bad." Luke Tran stood frozen, eyes fixed on his master's back. The man did not flinch, standing like an immovable mountain. The spears slammed into the earth, shattering the ground in a deafening explosion. The shock waves leveled the surrounding buildings, turning homes into rubble. Screams of agony echoed through the dust. "Help us. Somebody, please, save us." The judge's maniacal laughter drowned out the cries of the dying. "Die. Every last one of you shall perish. Your blood will be the sacrifice that paves the way for our glorious rebirth. Behold the return of my immortal demon tribe." A colossal spear pierced the earth, tearing open a void to the abyss. Grotesque, blackened roots surged forth, devouring everything in their path. The forest was consumed by hellfire, leaving only scorched earth behind, reduced to cinders. "Already, how pathetic," she declared with a cold triumph. "This is the fate of those who defy me. Hear me, insects of this exiled land. I am the judge of the immortal demons." Below, the fields were littered with the fallen. Wu Chen held a dying man, his eyes burning with a silent, helpless rage. The judge's voice rang out with sadistic glee. "The seal is shattered, and Wushuang City finally belongs to me. There is no longer any need for masks or deceptions. Submit to our tribe, or face total annihilation." From the shadows of the forest, the demon legion swarmed out like a plague. Laho led the charge, his voice booming with bloodlust. "The mistress has succeeded. The day is ours. Slaughter the outsiders. Leave no one alive." The demons fell upon the survivors, painting the earth red with their blades. "Choose your fate: eternal servitude or a painful death." The judge watched the carnage with twisted delight. "Either way, you will all crawl at my feet. Ha ha, that brat is nothing but dust now, and the seal should be gone." She turned her gaze toward the heavens, expecting the final barrier to fall. But then, her expression froze in utter confusion. "What? How is this possible?" The seal remained unbroken, vibrating with an ancient power. "Does this mean ... that little pest is still breathing?" She scanned the raging inferno, her patience wearing thin. "Where are you hiding, you rat? Show yourself." Just as her rage peaked, Luke Tran stepped out from the flames. Sensing his presence, the judge swung her blade in a killing blow. But as the steel struck his skin, it shattered into 1,000 glittering shards. Her heart nearly stopped in disbelief. "I have told you before, but it seems you are a slow learner." His voice was as cold as the grave. He slowly raised his hand, and the very atmosphere began to tremble. Pure, spiritual essence exploded, binding the judge to a celestial execution array. She struggled against the lights, her face pale with terror. "No, this cannot be happening. I had not even unleashed my true strength yet. Why ... Why am I powerless against you? Who are you, really? Why would a being like you protect this brat?" Luke Tran stepped closer, running his fingers through her hair with a mocking sigh. "You wish to know my name. You are not even worthy to speak it." He reached out, his hand hovering over her heart. With a sharp tug, he shredded her outer garments, leaving her exposed and humiliated. "You! How dare you lay a hand on me?" she hissed, her pride crumbling. But he was not finished. The judge let out a soft, helpless cry as his power overwhelmed her. He gripped her waist firmly, his eyes devoid of any mercy. "What are you babbling about? he whispered darkly. I gave you a chance to flee, yet you crawled back here to die. With a surge of spiritual energy, he tore away the remnants of her dignity. The judge looked away, her cheeks burning with a shameful crimson hue. What is with that look? He asked, with a cold, questioning smirk. Do not tell me, ... You actually enjoy being humiliated. Did I strike a nerve? He grabbed her chin, forcing her to look into his piercing eyes. Then, his grip tightened around her throat, cutting off her breath. You absolute monster, she choked out. With a desperate flutter of her wings, she broke free from his grasp. She stood shivering, her body barely shielded by a few tattered rags. Lutran watched her with a look of predatory amusement. The judge trembled with fury, but she knew her body had reached its limit. She realized she was completely outmatched. Do not think your strength makes you my master. Enjoy your luck today, boy. Next time, I will tear your heart out. Without another word, she vanished into the horizon. Master, she is getting away. Are we not going to finish her? His master simply folded his arms, watching the retreating figure with a calm gaze. Let the little bird fly, he replied nonchalantly. She is a broken tool. She cannot cause any more trouble. We have far more important matters to attend to now. Why waste energy on a corpse? As for this immortal demon tribe, I think it is time they were erased from history. The one who threatened you deserves a fate worse than death. Meanwhile, the remaining demon hordes were still oblivious to their leader's defeat. They surrounded the captured fishmen, their eyes gleaming with cruelty. Where are your elders hiding? Speak. Laho hoisted a fishman by the throat, his voice dripping with venom. Talk now, or I will make you beg for the sweet release of death. The warrior spat in his face, his resolve unshakable. I would rather rot in hell than betray my kin to a dog like you. With a cold sneer, Laho plunged his blade through the captive's heart. He wiped the blood from his steel, glaring at the survivors. I will not ask a second time. Take a good look. This is what happens when you defy the immortal demon tribe. Before us, an elder kneels, his eyes burning with defiance as he roars. You demonic scum! Your cruelty will surely bring heaven's judgment upon you. Lahua spares the old man a mocking glance. Judgment? If such a thing existed, you wouldn't live long enough to witness it. Die! He raises his blade for the kill, but a frigid voice cuts through the air. So, you're the one they call Lahu. The demon freezes. Lahua points his sword, his voice trembling. Lord Judgment, did the ritual succeed? No. Even if you became a puppet, the Lord should be here. What have you done? Where is the Lord? Within the body of Luchun, the soul of Tujinha flickers with murderous intent. A chilling glint flashes in her eyes. That coward, she abandoneth you all and fled. Now, there is no one left to save you. You are next. You dead exiled my disciple and forced him into your service. This debt will be paid in blood. Lahua rubs his chin, laughing coldly. Kid, your acting is top tier. You almost had me fooled. If I didn't know you were a master of deception, I might have been scared. You think you can challenge Lord Judgment? I have no idea what she sees in a brat like you. As he speaks, demonic miasma erupts. The sheer force of his dark energy blows the surrounding warriors back. Lahua snorts. Fine then. This works out for me. I don't care how you escape the Lord's grasp. This is the perfect chance for vengeance. Today, I settle the score for Hang Ni. Luchun leans casually against a pillar, smirking. You really have a death wish. You think that petty trick is enough? Watch closely. The master, occupying Luchun's body, extends a hand. An explosion of pure power shatters the room. This is true strength. You insects. Tu Ginha approaches slowly, her voice dripping with mockery. You demons are as weak as you are arrogant. Why did you provoke me? What gave you the right? Lahua trembles, unable to believe this boy possesses such power. Guards! Guards! Get in here now. Stop him, at all costs. Tuginha's lips curl into a sinister smile as she gazes at the flickering spiritual energy in her palm. Your cultivation is pathetic, yet your confidence is limitless. Use that tiny brain of yours. If you can't figure it out, I'll give a hint. I walk through the front door, unchallenged. Now, think about your precious guards. Lawa's heart sinks. No, that is impossible. A battalion of elite warriors, wiped out without a single sound. Lahua spins around, his mind racing with terror. I must run. I cannot die here. Seeing the other tribes blocking his path, he screams like a cornered beast. Out of my way! Move, now. Do you think I fear you? Teginha finally loses patience and strikes. Still playing the fool. You truly do not know your place. A single palm strike sends Lahua crashing to the floor, eyes rolling back. Teginha looms over him. I only intended to kill you, but you have spent so much time hiding behind others that you have lost touch with reality. Since you are so delusional, I shall show mercy by teaching you a lesson in humility and the proper way to beg. Lahua stammers in horror. What are you going to do? Teginha turns to the kneeling elder from before. Elder, tell me, what is your current cultivation level? The old man bows deeply. This humble one is nothing compared to you. My power is too low to mention. 2. Ginha grabs him. She carves a massive seal onto his chest. Monarch realm is a bit weak, but it should be enough for a single kick. A kick. The master's voice remains hauntingly calm. He wanted to kill you earlier, right? It is not your turn to end his life. But you may step forward and deliver one kick. I have calculated it. This strike will shatter his ribs and lungs, but he lives. The elder hesitates, unsure of the young hero's intent. Teginha gives him a cold stare. Do you want your revenge or not? If not, I will find someone else. The elder stands frozen. Lahua, finding a spark of bravado, hisses. You dare. Lord Judgment will... The Lord will never forgive you. The elder stops talking and drives his boot into the center of the seal. Forget, your lord. You are at death's door and still barking. If I do not deliver this blow, how can I face my fallen brothers? The kick leaves Lahua, broken and gasping on the floor. Teginha laughs heartily, giving a thumbs up. Ha! That is the spirit. The black dragon crosses his arms, glancing at Lu Chun. Hey kid, is your master always this terrifyingly brilliant? Lu Chun just shrugs. Do not ask me. Lahua struggles to sit up, coughing up blood with every breath. You win this time, brat. Just kill me. Just end it. Teginha smiles, gripping his hair tightly. Your attitude is improving, but we are just getting started. Pay your debt. You owe me more than a single life. We have plenty of time. She drags him before the tribes he once tormented. Come forth, brothers! All you who suffered under this monster, especially the mermaid tribe. Step forward and claim your revenge. Each of you, take a blade. Stab exactly where I have marked. Don't miss. Lahua screams as the mermaid warriors swarm him. Your day of reckoning has come. For our fallen chief, we will tear you apart. Lahua trembles, begging for a mercy he never showed. Agonizing screams echo through the hall. An hour later, a mangled Lahua gasps. Please, I beg you, just let me die. Kill me! Teginha looks down with mock sympathy. Ah! It seems the thirst for vengeance is quenched. You have learned humility. Lahua is a hollow shell, whispering the same plea over and over. Kill me, please. Teginha's smile vanishes into a lethal glare. This time, it is not my turn. The crowd gasps as a terrifying power erupts from the master. It is the legendary divine fire. His gaze narrowed with cold calculation. Relax. My control is absolute. First, the divine flame shall bind your bloodline, then slowly wither your lingering soul. Your very will shall be mine. Fear not, for the flame won't cast you to hell, nor incinerate your soul. But while you still breathe, fade into dust and repent. Lahua, pinned beneath his boot, gasped for air. With a brutal kick, he snarled. Now, perish. As the scream echoed, the end began. The divine flame erupted, devouring Lahua in a hungry blaze. He thrashed in agony until nothing remained of him, save for a single, lonely hat. A smirk played on Su Jingxia's lips as she turned to the elders. The immortal demon is slain. The seal is shattered. Now, reach out and claim the freedom. ... That has been calling your names. Stunned into silence, the tribesmen suddenly fell to their knees. Our eternal gratitude to the great hero. Su Jingxia strode out majestically, only to break into a frantic sprint once out of sight. Crap! Crap! I got carried away and lost track of time. Lu Chun squinted at her suspiciously. Master, just where are you heading in such a hurry? She blinked, regaining her composure. Who's rushing? Not me. I'm simply rushing to save your life. His eyes widened. Save me. Collapsing onto the grass, she sighed. Borrowing your body pushed its limits to the breaking point. Without a release, your meridians and cultivation will crumble into nothing. Lu Chun's heart skipped a beat. What? Master? Why didn't you tell me sooner? Su Jingxia chuckled at his panic. Quit your whining. If it wasn't for me, you would have perished 10,000 times over already. Enough talk. If you find the time, come visit us. She reached out, gently patting his head. Lu Chun pouted like a child. I get it, Master. With a soft sigh, she stepped back into the shadows. Our time is up for today. Farewell. Seeing her form flicker, Lu Chun reached out. Master, wait. Before he could finish, her soul vanished. Lu Chun snapped back into his own body, only to be met by a soul-shattering agony that tore a scream from his throat. Arg! He gritted his teeth, his body feeling as if it were being ripped limb from limb. Master! His desperate cry rang through the dense, silent forest. Master, give a guy a warning next time. Elsewhere, the heavens cracked open as the seal dissolved, sending people plummeting through the newfound blue sky. Lu Qingcheng clutched Ziling tightly, her eyes searching the chaotic horizon. Senior brother, where are you? I never imagined ... that breaking the seal would trigger such a catastrophe. If he's hurt, I don't know what I'll do. Suddenly, Ziling stirred, pulling out a hidden treasure. We can find him with this. It's the Peerless City's secret treasure, a necklace and ring that share a soul. It's how I followed you both. Double quotes ... into the sealed realm in the first place. Liu Qingcheng's gaze hardened as she grabbed the artifact. Then we don't have a second to lose. Senior brother, hold on. She bolted into the chaos. Meanwhile, Lu Chun lay paralyzed on the forest floor, cursing under his breath. Master ... You'll never mention that breaking the seal would bring the literal sky down. Beneath him, the earth began to fracture and give way. With no strength left to move, despair washed over him. This is it. I'm a gonna. He squeezed his eyes shut. Oh. The ground vanished. With a final, desperate burst of energy, he lunged forward. The 4 holy mountains. So the land of exile was floating in the heavens all along. The 4 holy... Wait, there's no time for a geography lesson. I'm about to become a pancake. As he plummeted through the air, ... Liu Qingcheng and Ziling appeared like guardian angels. Senior brother, take my hand. But a jagged shod sliced through the air, striking her arm. She gasped in pain. Lu Chun watched in horror, realizing his momentum would crush them. He braced for the impact, but then Ziling lunged forward, catching him. Her face flushed crimson as she avoided his gaze. You saved my life, so now we're even. Don't ask questions. Just pretend this was all a dream. Before Lu Chun could process her words, she pulled him into a fierce embrace, shielding him. You protected me once. Now it's my turn. Hey, you'll die if you do this. Let go! He screamed, but Ziling silenced him with a sudden, desperate kiss. Hush. Forget me. and live on. Farewell. Their fingers locked tight as the sky fell. Below the seal, the four holy mountains crumbled under the meteor shower. Look up. What is that? Panic erupted as the masses fled for their lives. Run, save yourselves. A Saint looked up at the raining destruction, his entire body shaking with dread. Heavens ... Does fate wish to erase my four holy mountains? No ... This cannot be. It was the year 364 of the imperial calendar. The four holy mountains' dark scheme was shattered by Jianba, ending 10,000 years of exile. But the falling seal became a hammer of divine judgment. Dozens of sects were wiped off the map as giant meteorites rained down. The epicenter of this total devastation ... was the four holy mountains themselves. Just like that, the once glorious titan of the Azira region vanished into the dust of history. A lone man sighed by the cliff's edge, picking up a discarded tome. He gazed at the horizon. Alas! One truly reaps exactly what they sow. At the 100 Flowers sect, whispers filled the air. Did you hear? They say the impact zones are overflowing with ancient treasures. Two young girls huddled together, their eyes sparkling. It has to be true. People are finding artifacts from the era of legends. Relics and pills beyond count. Someone even found an imperial-grade manual. Imperial grade. But a small sect like ours doesn't stand a chance. Exactly. By the time the great sects are finished, we'll be lucky to find even the scraps. Suddenly, a stern voice interrupted their daydreaming. And just what are you two whispering about? Is gossiping the only thing you're capable of? Have you finished today's cultivation exercises yet? Not yet, Senior. She narrowed her eyes. Then move, now. This cold beauty was none other than Han Jing. Get to work, before I lose my patience. The girls scurried away. Han Jing turned to her maid Zhao Yu, her expression shifting. The medicine... Is it ready? Zhao Yu hesitated, her voice trembling. It's prepared, mistress. However, Han Jing cut her off with a sharp wave of her sleeve. Enough. No more excuses. Since everything is prepared, bring the medicine to my chambers at once. Zhao Wu watched her leave, sighing as she obeyed. Inside Han Jing's room, Zhao Wu bit her lip in doubt. Senior sister, will this truly work? Han Jing replied bluntly. I have no idea. We are defying the heavens to alter fate. Success is far from guaranteed. All we can do is give our absolute best. The rest lies with his own destiny. The youth they saved was none other than Lu Chun, his wounded body receiving Han Jing's intense treatment. By nightfall, the healing session finally concluded. Han Jing exhaled a long breath. Phew, that's enough for now. We've done all we could. Now, his survival depends entirely on him. Zhao Wu slipped a spirit pill into his mouth, looking at Lu Chun with suspicion. Sister, I don't understand. Why exhaust our strength for a complete stranger? We even used the priceless life-severing pill. Han Jing merely gave a calm, distant response. Cultivation is about the heart and soul. Master taught us that saving one life outweighs 1,000 years of power. Zhao Wu pouted as Han Jing turned away. Changing the subject, she teased. You're still so naive. Zhao Wu, you worked hard today. Let's go see if there is any food left. Zhao Wu scowled at Lu Chun's unconscious form. Humph. You rotten man. After all the resources and effort spent on you, you better not die. I will never forgive you. Overhearing her from a distance, Han Jing called out, Zhao Wu. What? Are you muttering? The girl quickly hurried after her. Oh, nothing! I'm coming! Inside the room, his finger twitched. Han Jing smiled softly at her junior. Don't frown. Little one, I'll get you some flour cakes later. Zhao Wu's eyes lit up instantly. Really, you're the best, senior sister. She lunged forward, hugging Han Jing tightly. Let go! Have you no shame? But the girl only squeezed tighter. Never. I'll hug you across the whole world. Meanwhile, at the sect gates, two guards froze at a sudden noise. Suddenly, a massive surge of power shattered the gates. The shockwave sent the disciples flying as a group of arrogant men stormed in, shouting, "Move, you wenches da block the great Zhang-kun. Summon your sect leader at once!" By pure coincidence, Han Jing and Zhao Wu were passing by. A gravelly voice boomed, "What? Refusing to leave. Fine by me." This was the infamous Zhang. He gestured toward the thuggish crowd behind him. With a sinister glint, he sneered, "Stay and play with my brothers instead." How does that sound? The two female disciples trembled under their predatory stares. "I'll take these two. All hail senior brother, Zhang. Indeed, these beauties should be savored by our brother first." The thugs cheered vulgarly. "Your turn next!" Zhang-kun roared over there shouting, "What's the rush? This entire sect is filled with nothing but women. Why fight? Once we seize this place, every woman here will be our property. We can do whatever we please with them. I promise you a pleasure greater than immortality. So, fight hard today. Those who distinguish themselves get first pick of the prizes. Do you hear me?" The thugs roared back in unison. "Understood." Han Jing stepped forward, her voice like ice. "Who dares trespass upon my sect?" Zhao Wu struck first, her kick sending Zhang-kun flying. Han Jing followed with a flurry of lethal strikes, leaving the brute unable to retaliate. She glared down at the pathetic man with disdain. "I thought a powerhouse had arrived, but it's just you, Zhang-chun, of the Ghost Wolf sect." Her gaze was full of contempt. "You truly chose the difficult path over the easy one. I warned you before, yet you dare return. Your Ghost Wolf sect claims to be righteous, yet you commit such shameful acts. Leave now with your trash, or I won't be merciful." The two guards regained their courage, standing firm behind Han Jing. "Get out! Leave our sect at once!" Zhang-chun groaned, pushing himself up. Wiping blood from his lip, he laughed darkly. "You've got fire! I like women like you. Today, I'm definitely making you mine." "Insolent! You brought this on yourself. I'll purge this filth for your sect. Die!" As she moved to strike, Zhang-chun showed no fear. He whipped out an object. "Kill me. Look at this first." Han Jing's brow furrowed. "What is this?" "The official seal of the Ghost Wolf sect. Did you think I'd come here unprepared? I'll be blunt, I am here under the direct orders of my master himself. Refuse, and my sect will level these mountains to the ground." Han Jing bit her lip, falling into a heavy silence. Zhang-kun's arrogant laughter echoed. "Last choice. Surrender and serve us, or we'll slaughter every soul here. No survivors." Zhao Wu snapped, "You're just a coward hiding behind a seal. Don't think I'm afraid." She then whispered to Han Jing, "Senior sister, this snake is cunning. I bet he's just bluffing. Ignore him and just kill him." Han Jing shook her head grimly. "No, ... His words are likely true. We cannot kill him. I've heard the rumors. The Ghost Wolf sect plans to exploit the chaos of falling empires to establish a new order. They are at their peak right now. We must protect our juniors. They recruit monsters, and their raw power far exceeds our own. From what I know, they possess 1 emperor and 9 king realm experts. A conflict would mean our absolute and immediate annihilation. If our sisters are slaughtered, how can I ever face our master?" Zhao Wu's spirit dampened at the grim reality. Zhang-chun smirked and approached. He grabbed her chin with his filthy hand. "So, you've realized the truth? Tell me your decision. Shall you be untaught tonight? ... Or shall I?" Han Jing's eyes widened in horror. She looked back at her frightened disciples, her heart heavy with an impossible choice. "Speak! My patience is wearing thin." Trembling, she finally whispered her surrender. I will go with you." Suddenly, a sharp voice cut through. "Who's that? Where am I? What era is this that such idiots still exist?" Every head turned toward the source Lu Chun had awakened. Han Jing gasped in shock. "He's awake!" One of Zhang-kun's lackeys pointed a finger. mocking him. Senior brother. Look at this, dazed fool. Who is this? Han Kan narrows his eyes in suspicion. No way. The 100 Flowers sect only takes women. This brat is an outsider. Lu Chun's brow furrows as veins throb with fury. Who caused this bloody mess? Step forward! Hidden in the corner, Han Kan remains silent. Judging by his aura, he's trouble. I'll wait and see. Lu Chun's gaze locks onto Hanjing. Was it you lot? Did you force that life-restoring pill on me? Hanjing stammers as he approaches. Yes, what if I did? His rage erupts instantly. His fists clench. You fool! What use is a measly fourth-grade pill to me? Its weak medicinal power can't even pierce my protective spiritual energy. Instead of healing me, it clogged my system and ignited my internal fire. Look at this nosebleed. This pain is your fault. Torn apart by his words, Hanjing trembles in tears. Han Kan and the others watch this chaotic scene in stunned silence. Zhao Wu can't stand her sister's distress. Enough! You ungrateful wretch! We saved your life, and you dare complain about the medicine. I should have left you to rot in this wasteland. Sister cared for you for 4 months, yet you repay her with insults. Lu Chun's heart stops. 4 months. I slept that long. Where are my sister and the princess? He grabs her shoulders. Desperate. Tell me, did you see anyone else? 2 women, one tall, one short, with faces like he's cut off mid-sentence. Han Kan's mocking laughter fills the air. Move, you rude brat. Don't stand in my way. Hanjing glares at the arrogant man. Stay out of this! Lu Chun, Han Kan, don't you dare cross the line. Han Kan's greedy eyes scan her suggestively. And what if I do? Do you want to lose your place in the sect? Lu Chun watches, calculating the situation. This girl is in a bind. Finding my sister is urgent, but I owe her a lifetime to settle the score. Lu Chun steps forward. Han Kan, right? It's your unlucky day. She saved me, so I must protect her. I'm in a hurry, so let's end this quickly. He draws a sword, eyes flashing with a lethal, icy light. How about this? End your own life. I'll grant you a swift death as an act of mercy. His subordinates gasp in horror. Han Kan's face turns scarlet with fury. You little brat? Say that again. Lu Chun is busy rummaging through his spatial ring. He completely ignores the threat. Now, where did I put it? Han Kan bellows. Die, you arrogant fool. Hanjing's heart sinks. Zhao Wu's eyes widen. He's finished. Lu Chun sighs. Fine. You chose the hard way. Han Kan's ambition is his downfall. With one lightning-fast strike, Lu Chun settles the debt. Fate has claimed you. Hanjing is speechless. Han Kan's power was nearly equal to mine. Zhao Wu stammers. One strike was all it took. Panic spreads through Han Kan's disciples. Senior brother. Dead. He was just a step away from the soul transformation realm. Killed by a single sword. Who on earth is this monster? Lu Chun's blade points toward the survivors. My identity is irrelevant. Usually, none of you would survive. But I'm busy, so I'll show mercy. Join him in the dirt, or run for your lives. They don't hesitate, scattering like frightened birds. We're leaving! Spare us! Debt repaid. Lu Chun rushes to the ruins of the 4 holy mountains. His gaze trembles at the destruction. Is this the aftermath? Sister, princess, wait for me. I'm coming! He tightens his grip, fueled by a desperate resolve. Hanjing watches him vanish, her heart feeling strangely hollow. Zhao Wu returns, breathless. Sister, everything is packed. The others are ready. We must leave this place immediately. We need to find Master and plan our next move. Hanjing remains dazed. Sister, Zhao Wu screams. Hanjing snaps back to reality. Sister, what's wrong? Seeing the concern, Hanjing gives a soft, weary reply. I'm just exhausted from today's chaos. Zhao Wu jumps to a conclusion. Are you still thinking about that ungrateful jerk? Caught off guard, Hanjing panics. Nonsense. She turns cold, staring into the distance with a heavy heart. It was a chance encounter. He simply repaid his debt. She walks away, trying to hide her true feelings. We must flee before the ghost wolf sect arrives. Zhao Wu grins, sensing there's more to the story. Did he say he'd come back? And Jing evades. I don't know. Why do you ask so many questions? A shadow lurks behind them. 5 days later, a bustling market tavern is filled with gossip. You've been gone for years. Let me tell you about the 4 holy mountains. Quickly, what happened there? In a corner, 2 men whisper. We can't talk about that without mentioning him. That kid was the mastermind behind the mountain's destruction. Lu Chun listens, secretly enjoying the attention. They say young Master Jianba is a legendary hero. He broke the seal and crushed the undying demon race. His pride is short-lived. But because of him, the Green Realm was shattered. Now, that hero Jianba is the #1 enemy of the entire Green Realm. Rumors claimed his ruthless methods mirrored Lu Chun's perfectly, suggesting they were one. Lu Chun cursed internally. Damn, things are getting messy. With his sister and princess missing, and his identity exposed, he sighed. A violent storm with the great powers was now truly unavoidable. Can't I just have some peace? Lu Chun stared at the pill, but quickly steeled his resolve. Every cloud has a silver lining. During these days of rest, his strength had mostly returned. Better yet, his master's soul fusion had provided a massive, hidden advantage. A breakthrough felt imminent. He looked toward the distant sky. Blessings and curses are intertwined. I hope I find them soon. Suddenly, a chaotic roar erupted from the street. Move! Out of the way! Can't you see the master is escorting prisoners? Lu Chun peered out and froze in shock. Could it really be her? He lunged forward, recognizing Hanjing bound in heavy chains. Wasn't she the lady from before? He tapped a bystander's shoulder. Brother, who are these arrogant thugs? The man whispered back. Are you new here? That's the Ghost Wolf sect. Lu Chun frowned. Ghost Wolf sect? A purple-haired brute began screaming. Move it! You, witches! The man added. They've been the strongest power since the exile land descended from the heavens. They crushed our empire and ruled through terror. Lately, they've been gathering forces, plotting to build a new dark kingdom. Those poor souls being dragged away must be cultivators. The man sighed deeply. The world is cruel. I once dreamed of being a hero. If love hadn't distracted me, I'd be a legend by now. Lu Chun realized that the man he killed was a Ghost Wolf member. It seemed the sect was forcing them to join, and his actions got them captured. Guilt gnawed at him. I've caused them more trouble. Suddenly, a plan sparked in his mind. Wait, if everyone suspects I'm Jianba, using my real name now might clear the air. His blade sang as it left the scabbard, radiating a blinding light. He stepped forward, his eyes locked on the target. He caught the attention of a ghost wolf guard. With a cold, provocative stare, he threw off his hat, revealing his face. Lu Chun's voice was like ice. I'll be taking your dog, Life, soon. Save your resentment for the afterlife. The air turned silent. A guard stammered. Huh, where did my hat go? Like a phantom, Lu Chun had already vanished into the thick of the crowd. His sword danced, painting the ground in crimson arcs. One by one, heads tumbled as blood rained down upon the cold earth. The panicked crowd screamed, Murder! Run for your lives! Zhao Wu gasped in disbelief. Sister, what just happened? How were they all taken down in a heartbeat? Hanjing's eyes narrowed with caution. This man is no ordinary warrior. Why would such a master save them? Lu Chun spoke up. Why are you just standing there? Don't you want to be rescued? They both froze, eyes wide. That voice, it's you. Lu Chun reverted his hair, making Zhao Wu fuming. "You ungrateful brat!" Han Jing immediately tapped her sister's head. "Zhao Wu, show some respect." The girl pouted, feeling deeply wronged. "Even you're against me." Han Jing stepped forward. "Sir, without your help, we'd be dead. Come, thank our savior." Lu Chun waved it off casually. "It was nothing. Just settling my debt for when you saved my life." He turned away. He flicked Zhao Wu's forehead. "Stupid girl. Is that how you treat a benefactor? At least say, 'Thank you' properly." Zhao Wu ran to her sister, crying. "He hit me." Han Jing pointed to the others. "It's only fair. They are my fellow disciples." The girls bowed in unison. "Thank you, benefactor." Han Jing urged, "We must go. The Ghost Wolf sect will be here soon." Despite her frantic worry, Lu Chun remained as calm as a still lake. His confidence was unshakable. "Relax. The name is Lu." He dragged a chair over, sitting down boldly. "This Asia realm is basically my own backyard. I go wherever I please. A petty sect like that is nothing to me." Zhao Wu scoffed. "Such a big mouth." "Your backyard. Not even a 3-year-old would believe that." Han Jing warned her again, unaware someone was watching from the shadows. "If you don't believe me, listen closely." A waiter bowed low. "Right away, young master." He quickly brought out the tea. "Serve these ladies some tea, and bring 2 pounds of donkey meat. Oh, and skip the wine. We have a child with us. Got anything suitable for a kid?" Zhao Wu's face turned beet red with rage. "I'm not a child. I'm fully grown." Lu Chun smirked, teasing her further. "Really, you look pretty flat to me." Zhao Wu gasped. You pervert." Back at the Ghost Wolf stronghold, a frantic voice cried out, "Master Tu Hai! Master Tu
Hi.
Terrible news!" A survivor crawled back, trembling. "The escort team for the 100 Flower Disciples. They were all slaughtered by a stranger. The sect master sent me to find you." Zhang Tahai's eyes were bloodshot, radiating a terrifying, murderous aura. "Insolent." With a glance, he levitated the messenger. "How dare you shout in front of my son's spirit tablet? Speak. What happened to the disciples escorting those wretches?" The messenger gasped out a shocking truth. "A brat robbed the carriage. The disciples say he looks exactly like the one who murdered Master Zhang." The resemblance was uncanny. Zhang Tuhai's rage peaked, shattering the cup in his hand. "He killed my son. He dies today. How dare you trespass on my Ghost Wolf sect's territory to steal a prisoner?" The intruder, realizing his dire fate, wept and begged, "Great master, spare me. I only came to deliver news. Mercy, please." He clenched his fists, eyes blazing with fury. "Today, your life is mine. Blood must be paid with blood." With a roar, Hung Thakai kicked open the gate, charging out for vengeance. "Surrender your life." Meanwhile, Lu Chun's side was much more lively. A young girl asked, "Big brother, what happened next? What did you do after leaving the Golden Alchemy Kingdom?" Lu Chun boasted to the beauties surrounding him. "After that, it was dull. So I visited the Sword Emperor Palace for a few days to bully their disciples and loot their sangrade pills." Raising his wine gourd, he paused as if sensing something. "But it got boring fast, so I decided." Lu Chun reached out to pour more wine. He continued his tale. "A few days of that was enough. Next, I decided to..." But as he tipped the gourd, only a few measly drops fell. He frowned. "Ha!" Lu Chun shouted toward the back. "Waiter, the wine's gone. Why are you just standing there? Bring more." The waiter stammered, Dear guest, I'm so sorry, but I don't dare." Lu Chun blinked in confusion. "He doesn't dare." Trembling, the waiter pointed toward the entrance. "Because someone seems to be looking for you. Sir, please, settle that first, before drinking more." Just as he spoke, a towering man with high-bound crimson hair strode into the tavern. Outside, a torrential downpour raged, punctuated by deafening cracks of thunder. The lightning seemed to fuel the terrifying majesty radiating from the newcomer. The sheer pressure forced Han Jing and the others back several steps. Staring at the intruder, Han Jing instinctively pulled Zhao Wu behind her. "Zhao Wu, get back," she hissed. The young girl trembled, whispering, "Senior sister, who is this?" Han Jing replied softly, "I don't know." Zhao Wu could feel her sister's body shivering under the intense aura. Yet Han Jing remained steady, determined to protect her. This pressure. He's a King Realm expert. Meanwhile, across the street, figures watched the towering man's back, whispering amongst themselves, "A King Realm, indeed, though just one." Shang Xiaotian leaned against the railing, enjoying the drama. He turned to the figure behind him. "Should we act?" Zhu Donghai sipped his tea calmly. "No need. Let's see how that brat handles this first." Back in the tavern, ... Despite her fear, Han Jing commanded loudly, "Disciples of the 100 Flowers sect, protect young Master Lu." Her sisters immediately drew their weapons in unison. "Yes, sister." The 3 disciples combined their strength, unleashing a strike. 100 Flowers, sword array. But the red-haired man didn't even flinch. Instead, a sinister crimson light flickered in his eyes. "Seeking death," he sneered. With just a cold glare, an invisible force seized the 3 women. They were hoisted into the air. Han Jing struggled to move her stiff neck, gasping in shock. What? Why can't I move my body?" The old man gloated as they hovered helplessly. "A bunch of aunts, daring to strike a king. I'll deal with you, lot later." He turned his gaze to Lu Chun, who was lounging casually. His rage exploded again. "Are you the one who murdered my son?" Lu Chun lazily opened one eye. "Son." Recognizing the man, he smirked. "Oh, you must be the father." "Yeah, I did it. What about it?" Hearing those words, the old man's fists shook with pure, unadulterated fury. "What ... about ... it," he hissed through gritted teeth. Driven to madness, he roared. "Today, I'll make you wish you were dead. I'll tear your soul from your body and crush it." Crimson lightning suddenly erupted from his forehead, streaking toward the space between Lu Chan's eyebrows. Floating in midair, Han Jing watched in horror. "No. What is that?" she screamed. Elsewhere, Zhu Donghai was casually munching on a chicken leg, watching the scene unfold. A King Rome expert using a soul invasion against a junior. "How pathetic," he commented. Shang Xiaotian glanced over, questioning. "But with that move, the kid is finished, right?" They watched Lu Chun, whose face had gone completely blank under the mental assault. Indeed, once the soul sea is invaded, one's cultivation is crippled at best and at worst. The soul is annihilated, denied even reincarnation. Shang Xiaotian sighed from the sidelines. What a waste. Zhu Donghai, however, seemed utterly unconcerned. He called out to the shopkeeper. "All right, show's over. Check, please." Back in the tavern, Han Jing cried out desperately. "Lu Chun, young Master Lu!" Tears streamed down her face as she shouted his name. Suddenly, a playful voice rang out. "Lady Han, why so loud? Are you really that worried about me?" Stunned, Han Jing looked up. Even the 2 observers across the street were floored. "What? Impossible!" they gasped. Lu Chun was back at the table as if he'd never moved. "Relax. I'm fine. Instead of worrying about me, you should pity this old guy." The 100 Flowers girls drifted back to the floor. With a casual flick of his finger, Lu Chun sent a teacup flying, smashing it against the red-haired man's head. He watched the expert collapse, then took a long swig of wine. First, the son dies, then the father comes to offer his life. What a family of fools. Killing a whole clan of idiots. Amitabha. Such a sin. He then glanced toward the balcony across the street. "And you too. You've been watching for so long without buying me a drink. Planning to leave just like that." Exposed, the observers tried to hide their faces in shame, but inwardly, Shang Shao Tian was screaming in terror. Old friend. He survived the King Realm's soul invasion and countered it. Could he be? Zhu Donghai covered his face, muttering, no doubt about it. That monster is definitely Lu Chun. Realizing they had been spotted, the two stepped forward. We were blind to your greatness. So you are the legendary young hero Lu. Meeting you is truly an honor. Rumors don't do you justice. I am human Emperor Zhu Donghai. They quickly appeared before Lu Chun, bowing deeply. And I am human Emperor Shang Shao Tian. Young hero Lu, please understand, we were just passing by. Please, show us mercy. Watching them, Zhao Wu was completely speechless. Two human emperors. The revelation left Han Jing stunned. She stared, wondering who this young Master Lu truly was. Forgiveness, only if... ... His voice chilled the air. Soon, the Ghost Wolf sect echoed with agonizing screams. They're here. They're here. Lackeys scrambled in terror. Quick! Call the sect master! But a cold voice cut them short. No need for that. Shang Shao Shan sneered, hoisting the red-haired leader's severed head for all to see. Your master is dead. Zhu Donghai boomed. By Master Lu Chun's decree, this sect meets its end. Today, who is Lu Chun? The goons whispered. Zhu Donghai glared. Ignorance is your death sentence. Perish. Shaoshan's blade kissed their throats. Don't worry about the name. The dead don't need answers. Die, Zhu Donghai. Within moments, the sect was transformed into a chorus of tragic wails. Mission accomplished. Two blue streaks of light surged toward the roof, where Lu Chun waited, landing heavily. The impact startled the bird on Lu Chun's hand. Young Master Lu, Shaoshan reported. Our task is complete. Well done. I'm satisfied, Lu Chun murmured, stroking the bird. The duo bowed in relief and gratitude. By the way, ... one more thing. Lu Chun's sly smirk froze him. A new, darker command was coming. Spread this word everywhere. Night fell as they gasped. What? Meanwhile, at a crowded tavern, ... gossip spread like wildfire. Has the tyrant Lu Chun returned? Travelers whispered nervously over their drinks. He's furious about the meteor. He's sworn a death match against Jianba. It won't end until one dies. Is this for real? One skeptic asked. Absolutely. He wiped out an entire sect just to send the message. An entire sect just for news. Who was the unlucky target? The crowd shuddered at Lu Chun's ruthlessness. Does the name matter? Crossing the Chaos Demon King means certain death. No one survives his wrath. Exactly. Amidst the rowdy crowd, a hooded figure paused, teacup frozen midair, listening intently. That Jianba kid is a walking corpse now. Zai Ling, hiding her identity, absorbed every dangerous word. Jianba ... double quotes, she whispered. Suddenly, a man slammed his table. Lu Chun. Who does he think he is? Silence. You dare speak his name. Someone hissed, but the drunkard roared back, ignoring the warning. Jianba is our savior. I won't let some brat threaten him. The tavern's atmosphere turned lethal. You want to die. A Lu Chun loyalist grabbed his collar. Challenging him is pure suicide. You fool. Chaos erupted. Fists flew as the tavern turned into a battlefield. Lu Chun's single lie sparked a 3-month war. Factions tore each other apart across the Qing realm. Blood soaked the earth as the catastrophe intensified. Bai Ji of the Tiger Clan used the chaos to settle old grudges, only to be crushed by the Sword Emperor Palace. 8th realm experts fell. The Tiger Clan's foundation crumbled. Bai Ji himself was left broken. Lu Chun, I'll never forgive you. The beastman howled in agony. Little did he know the truth. This world-ending event was just Lu Chun's way of clearing his name. Even his bird mocked the victims. Idiot, idiot, it chirped. 2 months later, a mountain cave beneath the Sword Palace began to tremble. Lu Chun sat amid swirling purple aura. Suddenly, his eyes snapped open. Finally, ... It is done! Peak soul transformation realm. He felt the Godfire's purity. His cultivation speed had reached legendary heights. In 6 months, the King realm will be mine. He missed the sound of approaching footsteps behind him. Jiyu Tianya, the Peak Master, stepped out of the shadows with a mysterious, knowing grin. Impressive progress, Brett. Lu Chun jumped. Old man Ji, when did you sneak in here? It's Master! The old man barked. I've taught you everything, and you still show no respect. I never asked for a teacher. Lu Chun shrugged. Jiu Tianya nearly choked on his own rage. I was truly blind to take you in. Lu Chun waved him off. Yeah. Why are you here? Jiu Tianya sighed, clutching his forehead. How did I end up with such an unfilial disciple? Fine. Now that your soul realm is perfected, there are things you must finally understand. What things? Lu Chun asked. The old man took a slow sip of tea, his expression turning grave. Don't you want to know the heaven-shaking secret behind your blue-silver moon sword? Not really. It's too flashy for my taste. Jiu Tianya spat his tea out in pure shock. You're going to be the death of me, as he ranted. Lu Chun simply shoved him toward the exit. My sister has vanished. I have scoured the entire Azure realm, yet she is nowhere to be found. I cannot face our masters like this. Don't disturb me unless it's urgent. Jiu Tianya asked, Junior sister. Lu Chun revealed a portrait of Lu Qincheng. She's missing. I have no time for your idle games. If you're so bored, help me find her. Jiu Tianya froze. This girl. I've seen her before. Lu Chun's eyes ignited. He seized the old man's collar. Where? At the Silver Moon Sword's resting place. I thought she was just a passer-by. Lu Chun roared. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Lu Chun's patience snapped. No more nonsense. Take me to that location, this instant. His command shook the cavern. Move. They soared into the clouds. 1 month ago, beneath a blood-red moon. ... A crimson glow bathed the silent woods. A haunting melody drifted from a figure atop the cliffs. Gripping a massive pipa, she called out, Young Master! Bai Zi charged ahead, ignoring his guard's warnings. Wait, my lord. But he wouldn't listen. He threw open the doors, revealing a frail, mysterious silhouette. Success was within his grasp. He had found the way to crush that brat. Hatred seethed within him. Lu Chun, I will make you pay. Suddenly, the old crone turned. Young Master, Bai, there is a way, but arrogance ruins even the perfect plan. He? Bai Zi gasped in shock. Had she read his heart? How could she know his thoughts? No, it must be a fluke. The crone rose slowly. Have you already forgotten my instructions? Bai Zi trembled in disbelief. It was no coincidence. You truly can see. The old woman smiled cryptically. Enough of that. The tiger god revealed the path. 100 kilometers north lies the cursed desert of annihilation. A blood-stained divine blade is hidden there. A weapon the world has never dared to witness. And the boy you seek holds the other half. Bai Zi paused. Only a fragment. She warned him. Claim this weapon and seize the rest. Once united, even the strongest foe becomes a mere mortal. Bai Zi listened intently while the crone cackled. You understand the path now, do you not? Empowered by greed, he sneered. A perfect trap for Lu Chun. He turned to leave at once. My thanks to the Blood Guard for this guidance. Your payment will arrive shortly. I bid farewell. He hadn't gone far when the old woman's hand stopped him. Wait, young master, Bai. That desert is no place for mortals. Does it not seem strange? A divine sword, hidden there. No one has ever found it. No one even seeks it. Bai Zi frowned. What do you mean? The desert was born from the sword's own murderous intent, manifesting a realm of pure slaughter. Intruders are drained of life, becoming withered husks. By Z. Imagined the bone-filled wasteland. Unless you possess power from the same divine source, you cannot even approach that blade. Bai Zi realized the truth. Only Lu Chun can enter. The crone nodded. Yes, ... and no. She activated a hidden mechanism. That was true once, but recently, fate changed everything. As the stone door rose, a figure emerged from the darkness. The crone commanded, "Come forth!" It was Lu Qingcheng. The old woman smiled. "From now on, you shall serve this young master." She stood like a hollow doll. Bai Zi was stunned by her beauty. "Who is she?" "I rescued this girl during the great catastrophe. Seeing her potential, I took her in. I used soul-binding arts to make her my puppet. The tiger god claims she is the key. Destinies have aligned. Why not accept this gift?" Bai Zi watched her walk toward him. "The key to the mission." Bai Zi chuckled darkly. He. Then, his restraint finally broke. He roared with manic laughter. "Ha ha ha! Heaven is on my side!" Snow began to fall. "Victory is mine. Just you wait, Lu Chun." His voice echoed through the frozen mountain peaks. "Once the divine weapon is mine, I'll settle every debt." Elsewhere, Lu Chun surged forward. Beside him, Jiu Tianya rode a flying gourd. Lu Chun cursed under his breath. "Damn it! Why didn't you tell me about my sister sooner?" Jiu Tianya sighed. "I thought you knew. I came to give you a hint about the artifact." Lu Chun shouted, "Forget that for now. Are you certain she's heading for the Desolation Desert?" Jiu Tianya scoffed. "Why would I lie?" Mu Chun frowned, his mind racing. "If she's safe, why didn't she come find me first? Instead of chasing some damn relic?" Tianya stroked his beard. "You're right. Something is definitely off." He recalled seeing Lu Qingcheng through a window. Her expression that day, it was haunting, like a hollow puppet. Could her soul have been snatched? Mu Chun sank into thought. A stolen soul. Suddenly, a violent sandstorm erupted, battering a nearby inn with ruthless force. The innkeeper glared at the swirling chaos outside. "This storm is insane. Where is that waiter?" He turned to see Bai Zi's group. Bai Zi barked, "Give us 8 of your finest rooms." The innkeeper bowed low. "Right away, young master. 8 premium rooms. Follow me upstairs." "Attendant, assist the guests." As Liu Qingcheng walked past, she felt the innkeeper's piercing gaze. She met his eyes with a cold glare, then turned away, ascending the stairs in silence. While the inn sat quiet, the desert outside was a vortex of death, trapping Mu Chun, fighting the stinging sand. Mu Chun shouted, "Old man, is this really the Desolation Desert? Where else would we be?" Mu Chun snapped. "Tell me, what's so special about this junk sword? Why is it in this wasteland?" Tianya turned serious. "That junk is the legendary 6 gods sword." He spoke of a time when the Azure Realm was young, and the heavens first split. In the primordial era, humans were mere insects beneath the overwhelming might of gods and demons. Mankind lived as wretched slaves, praying only to see the light of another dawn. But from that darkness, a peerless genius arose, possessing talent that defied the very heavens. He forged this divine blade, naming it 6 gods, a testament that man's fate is his own. He struck down gods and demons alike, forcing the peace that all races enjoy today. But defying heaven has a price. 10,000 years ago, that legendary hero finally fell. To protect its power, he split the sword's spirit. The main body vanished into the sands. "I only discovered its location 1,000 years ago." Tianya looked deeply at Mu Chun. "The other half of that legend. It's the very sword you carry, the Silver Moon." Mu Chun reeled in shock, then cursed. "Damn it! This sand is piercing my protective aura." "You idiot!" Tianya roared. "This isn't sand. It's the 10,000-year-old grudge Of the 6 gods, sword. It mourns its master. Muchun shielded his face. Grudge or not, we need to land now. We're going to be shredded. Tianya agreed. Muchun dove headfirst. Off the giant gourd, he slammed into a dune, landing in a pathetic heap with his legs flailing wildly. He scrambled up, rubbing his aching head. Brutal ... Hey, old man! Did you make it? Only Solance answered him. He turned to find the desert empty. Old man, answer me. He let out a frustrated sigh. Great. Separated in this hellscape, he began his lonely trek. You useless old man. Where am I supposed to go? Where are you hiding? Behind him, a shadow flickered. Found you at last, a cold voice sneered from the dark. Muchun spun around, only to see a blade crackling with lightning, surging toward his throat. A purple-robed woman lunged with murderous intent. Die! Her scream echoed through the dunes. The very air trembled. As the sword light flared, Muchun narrowed his eyes in suspicion. An assassin. He dodged back, then froze. Wait, that face. ... Could it be? As the light revealed her features, he gasped. Princess. It's me. What are you doing? The girl stiffened. That voice... It couldn't be. Don't let his tricks fool you. Rage burned in her eyes. Muchun, your deceptive tongue won't save you this time. Exactly. A voice beside her barked. Trust him, and you're as good as dead. She swung her blade with fury. To reach sword 3, you'll crawl over my corpse. Muchun parried, his heart heavy. The ancient spear seal. Are you really that stupid? His voice fell like a final judgment. He'd force her to understand. Xiling struggled, panic rising. Let me go. You wish our past were just a dream, he whispered. Yet I wish to keep dreaming. Her voice trembled. How? She recoiled, eyes filled with confusion. Are you really? Jian-san? He nodded, eyes soft yet firm. I am Luchun and Jian-san. Names don't matter. Just stop causing trouble and listen. Xiling's brow furrowed in rage and confusion. Trouble. Listen. Her cheeks burned crimson. I don't understand anything. His voice deepened as he looked away. That was unavoidable. He gripped her shoulders firmly. Stay still now. I thought... Xiling choked back a sob, tears finally spilling. I truly thought we'd never meet again. Rest easy now. Lu Chun's breath steadied. Little did they know. A dark gaze watched through a mirror. What a moving reunion. Ha ha! He smirked with pure malice. Shall I spice things up? A stone sword collapsed. A violent tremor shook the foundations of the cave. Confused and terrified, she clung to him. What's happening? The earth split into a terrifying abyss. Xiling fell, screaming his name. Luchun dove in after her. Grab my hand, Zil. Elsewhere, a rowdy group was deep in their cups, celebrating loudly. 2. Our success. Brothers. Drink. One man stood, turkey leg in hand, raising a toast to the room. Taiga clan's finest. You join my quest today. Once I claim the divine weapon, none shall be forgotten. To the young master. Lu Qingcheng watched coldly. Forget the talk. Just eat and drink your fill. We won't stop until we're drunk. The man named Bai called out as she turned to leave. A drink, my lady. Zero interest, she snapped. Unlike you, I actually have work to finish. She walked away without looking back. Once alone, her eyes turned lethal. Enjoy your final, fleeting dream. Lu Chun shook the unconscious princess. Wake up! Can you hear me? Finally, her eyes fluttered open. Did I? Fall asleep, father. Seeing him, she scrambled back in shock. Jian-san. He gave a playful grin. Finally awake. I see. She looked around, trembling. Where are we? Trapped in some nameless desert cave, buried deep underground. While you slept, I checked the area. It seems to be an old riverbed.